In this video, we're going to be talking about long division by an algorithm. In 5th grade, you were taught how to do long division using partial quotients. In middle school, we learned how to use what's considered a standard algorithm, which is the way that your parents were probably taught how to do long division when they were in school. A couple of things to understand first is how the problem is set up. We have our division bracket here, which you are probably familiar with. The number on the outside is the divisor, it's doing the dividing, and the number on the inside is the dividend, it's being split into parts. The quotient up top is the answer to that division problem. Now, when we're doing long division, we're going to be moving into decimals as well this year. And we have to understand that this number on the outside, our divisor, must always be a whole number. Now, it may not always start as a whole number, but we need to make it a whole number before we get dividing. Our other two numbers, our dividend and our quotient, do not need to be whole numbers. They can stay decimals, and that's perfectly fine. We're going to be using what we refer to as the division family in order to help remind us what steps we need to follow. This whole process is very pattern-oriented. We repeat the same pattern over and over again. We start with division, then we are going to multiply, then we're going to subtract, we're going to bring down, and then we're going to repeat. So our division family is dad divides, mom multiplies, sister subtracts, brother brings down, and Rover, our nice loyal puppy, is going to repeat. So in this example, I have 5 73/100, or 5.73. It's going to be divided by 2.1. This first number is always the one that goes inside that division bracket, and the second number flips out in front. So as I set this up, 5.73 being divided by 2.1. Now notice, I have a decimal in my divisor, but we've already stated that I cannot have a decimal in the divisor. So in order to make 2.1 a whole number, technically we are going to take 2.1 and we're going to multiply it by 10. I drop that 0, 1, 2. There's one decimal place. Multiplying it by 10 really is just moving that decimal place over to the right by 1. We don't actually have to show this multiplication every time, as long as we understand that to move that decimal over one place to the right, we multiply by 10. Well, I modified this problem. I don't want to divide 5.73 by 21, I want to divide it by 2.1. So I need to modify the dividend inside the same way that I modified the one on the outside. Well, I multiplied the 2.1 by 10, so I would do the same thing to the 5.73, which would cause that decimal to move over one place as well. For clarity, I'm going to rewrite the problem now. It actually now looks like 57.3 divided by 21. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring that decimal straight up into my quotient, and I am not going to have to deal with that decimal anymore. It is done. Now, to apply the standard algorithm, the very first thing that we do is dad has to divide. So we ask ourselves, does this number right here, this whole number, fit evenly inside of the first digit, 5? No, it doesn't. 21 does not go into 5. So I'm going to put a 0 up above that 5 to say, no, 21 does not fit into 5. Now I'm going to look at 21, and I'm going to ask myself, well, will it fit into 57? Yes, it will. It'll fit into 57. I'm going to figure out how many times is it going to fit into 57. Well, once is going to be 21. 2 times will be 42. That's pretty close to 57. I'm not going to be able to fit another one. So we're going to say 21 fits into 57 2 times. Notice I'm lining everything up. Now, Mom is going to multiply. She's going to multiply that 2 times 21, get 42. Sister is going to subtract, and that leaves us with 15. Brother is going to bring down just the next digit, only 1 digit at a time. And Rover tells us to repeat and do it all over again. So Dad's going to divide again. But now 21 is going to go, we're going to see how many times it goes into 153. So if we're looking at 153, it's going to go into that 7 times. Well, 153 ends right here, so I'm going to put that 7 right over that last digit, keeping it nice and lined up. We just divided. Mom's going to multiply. Okay, so 21 times 7 is going to give us 147. Sister's going to subtract again. So 153 minus 147, well, it takes 3 to get up to 150, another 3, so that means it's going to be a difference of 6. I'm going to scoot this up. And now, Brother's supposed to bring down. Well, I don't have another digit here to bring down. So what I'm going to do, now that I'm past this decimal, I'm just going to start placing zeros. We call this annexing zeros. Now I can bring that 0 down. Well, how many times can 20, Rover tells us to repeat, and Dad needs to divide. How many times is 21 going to go into 60? Well, we know twice gives us 42. So 3 times would give us 63, and that's going to be too much. So we'd have to stick with that 2. Mom multiplies. 2 times 21 is 42. Sister subtracts, and that is going to give us 18. Brother brings down. Well, I don't have any more digits up here, so I'm going to annex another 0 and bring it down. And Rover tells us to repeat. Now, this process can go on for a very, very long time. So how do we know when we can stop? Well, we know we can stop when we have nothing left over . And both things have to be true. And 2, no digits left to bring down. So I don't have 0 left over. I have 180 left over. Even though I don't have any digits left to bring down, I can keep annexing zeros until there's nothing left down here. But sometimes that isn't even true. So how do we stop division at that point? Well, for me, and for really any teacher, at some point you're just going to have to say, okay, I have enough place values after the decimal, so I'm going to stop here and I'm going to round. So for me, I always want you dividing until you get that 3rd decimal place, and then round back to the 2nd decimal place. So that means we have to divide one more time, and then if we don't have that 0 left over, we can go ahead and stop at that point. So I need to see how many times 21 can go into 180. See, it's going to go 8 times. Mom's going to multiply. Well, 8 times 1 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. Sister is going to subtract. 180 minus 168 is going to leave me with 12. Ugh, I still don't have a 0 left over, but I have my 3rd place after the decimal. So I'm going to go ahead and stop. But I need to round. So if I take 2.728 and I want to round back to the hundredths place. 8 is 5 or higher, so that means my final answer is 2.73. And this is the answer that I would supply on my assignment.